little known fact. I am a world-class musher. Meaning, every time I get excited about a bet or a team, they stumble.
Yep.
I'm not a bad gambler per se, but the games that I consider the lock of the century, a.k.a. Utah Jazz -2.5 against the Denver Nuggets, that is when I take an L. That could be said about segments too. As soon as I create a segment like, oh my God, this team is sick, they do what they did. If they have the game before I record, bet everything on the other team that they're playing. So yeah, I was juiced on playing and writing about how the Jazz were built to contend. 11 straight wins. Conley, underrated, playing
Really?
like an MVP,
Yeah.
locking guys down, being a playmaker like you read about. Gobert earning every penny. Holy moly, Jordan Clarkson playing like the second coming of Lou Williams. Ooh, I was like,
Yeah, they're 11-1 against the spread in their last 12. They're just like killing people. I didn't bet them on yesterday. Sundays I just try to get away from basketball betting because I do too much during the week. But yeah, I gave when they played the Hawks, I gave that out as a lock and they won. So
yeah, so I unfortunately bet the first half and the full game, and both times I got fucked. So. Of course, in Trysta Mush fashion, the Jazz went out and gave up 79 points in the first half to the Nuggets.
yeah.
79. 43 in the first quarter. Just so bad. Just so bad. How does that even happen? I didn't. That was not what I anticipated when I called them. They messed my entire parlay up. Them and the Wizards.
Tough.
Number 1 in the West, and then pow, clunk. Just terrible. Anyway, a bad game is a bad game. And this is, of course, not an X's and O's podcast. That was more stats and numbers than probably you'll ever hear. But just know that I'm aware of this atrocity. I still want to say things. We've had the Donovan Mitchell talk. The world has. But nothing really is going to change my mind about the long-term chances. Even when I was writing this in my mind, like, okay, what am I going to say about the Jazz? I thought, you know what? Maybe they're still built to contend. This is just a one-game thing. I admit it. I was on the great Jazz gravy train. When a team's hot, they're hot. I like winning money. I get excited. And you know how recency bias goes. We've talked about this before. Mm-hmm. When a team's hot, you're like, damn, they could beat anyone. But nothing can change my heart. And that Coldwater game was perfect. Because I remembered what I knew to be true. Which is when this team goes cold, it spreads like the Black Plague. Everyone is cold at once. Spider, 3 for 12. It's not great. Conley, 2 for 10. Clarkson, 4 for 13. People, listen up. Listen up, you little Provo, Utah residents. This is what I've told you multiple times about the Jazz. This is not marginalization, Kira. When this team goes cold, they go ice cold. Ice cold! They are about as out of rhythm as you would imagine someone from Utah to be. Just offbeat, clapping, off the snare, just unaware of how dancing works. Like a team that you would expect to be called the Jazz from Utah, just like totally not in sync with music. I mean, it's not usually one game. I'm probably going to take the other side of these bets for the next 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And guess what? That is a bad recipe for success in the playoffs. Let's say they finish third in the West. That's not a stretch. We know it's probably going to be Lakers, probably going to be Clippers, right?
Yeah.
So say they finish third, and they've got to face the 6th seed. Who could that be? Phoenix Suns, your team.
Just could be.
Hate that matchup for Utah. Booker, Ayton, Chris Paul, Mikal Bridges. Jesus Christ, that's a bad matchup, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Horrible.
I mean, these dudes are going to cook them.
DeAndre Ayton is ascending. People may not be aware of it, but his last 10 games have been special.
I cannot wait for the Ayton Gobert matchup.
Me too.
Ugh! Yikes. Portland Trailblazers could be another team sneaky. Dame time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I don't care if you have Gobert. Let him have 50. I don't care. Nurk will be back by then, and his Canner's sneaky. Even the least likely scenario is the Golden State Warriors. Let's not act like that's a walk in the park. These dudes are certified. They've played in big games before. You don't think Steph Curry and Draymond can give a little rah-rah speech to get these boys up? Yeah, I know that's probably not what's going to be the case, right? But do I think that they would beat the Jazz? No. But can they? Yeah. Who's more likely to go ice cold in your mind? Steph Curry or Conley and Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
It's a pretty easy. This is not a Spider Haterade podcast. But 11 games in a row in the regular season is not going to make me change my mind, folks. Mm-hmm. It's just not. I'm happy for Mike Conley. He's got resurrecting his career, nice guy, having an MVP-like season, even averaging 17. It's like, yo, Mike Conley is the reason that the Utah Jazz are winning.
Yeah, he's been awesome.
Until this team proves to me that they're not going to choke away a 3-1 lead, I don't care how many games in a row they win. I am still super skep. Thank God for those cold water games, or I might have lost my damn mind and said some shit I might regret.